We'll turn to we'll turn to Miss Mickelwait now for your opening statement. Miss Mickelwait.
Thank you. I do want to offer a content warning and before I get started for anyone who's viewing this online and also for the committee of graphic, very offensive language and descriptions of sexual violence. And I don't do this to be sensational. I do it because I think it's important for the committee to have an accurate idea and understanding of the situation with the content on Pornhub without mincing words. So as I proceed, I do want to ask the committee to keep in mind that CEO Ferris Antoon said to this committee, every single piece of content is viewed by our human moderators, every single piece of content. COO David Tasillo, he said there should be 0 videos tagged under either child pornography or non-consensual acts categories. Those categories are banned from being used on our site, as the keywords are. Child abuse material has no place on our platform. It makes us lose money, he said, quote unquote. I believe it's important to elevate the voices of survivors, and I want to read some quotes and testimonies from survivors who have reached out to me personally over the past year. Kate, I was 15 years old. My ex was 20. He was into homemade videos and stuff, so he had videotaped us having sex. One day he said, let me show you something. He pulled up Pornhub on his phone and showed me that he had posted a video of us having sex. I tried to contact Pornhub and get them to take it down, but they never contacted me back or did anything about it. He also posted my quote unquote sexy pics on his account. Grown men and women were looking and watching me there. I'm disgusted. Beth, I was 16 and I was drunk once at a friend's party. I woke up, I was naked, and pictures of me were on Pornhub, along with my name and my phone number. I had calls and texts to the point that I changed my number. Nikki, when I was 14 years old, I made the decision that changed my life. I was having a sexual FaceTime call. I showed him areas of my body that were private. I didn't know at the time, but he was recording and he had uploaded it to Pornhub. The name of the video even had the words young teen, but that was not enough for Pornhub to analyze it and make sure it was consensual or legal. Years later, my classmates found it on the website and told me about it. I was 16 when they found it. The first one had over 1 million views. We got the first one taken down, but the identical video was posted over and over again. I reported it to the police and they opened an investigation. They told me they had contacted Pornhub to make sure it wouldn't be shown anymore, but the video was posted again. During these times of being posted multiple times, I was bullied by my entire school. Every boy and girl in my high school saw my body, and it changed my life. Sarah, I found out an explicit video of me was posted to Pornhub. I was underage. I did not send it to anyone in the best of my recollection, and it got hacked from my phone. I was horrified and I reported it and filed a complaint. Police took a statement. I'm waiting for the detective to contact me. Even if the video is taken down, it could always come back. This could ruin my life and my future. I'm terrified and I'm traumatized. Anastasia said, there's a video on their site that was taken of me without my knowledge while I was underage. It is still up on their site despite me reporting it numerous times, stating that I'm underage in the video and that it was taken and posted without my consent. Linda, I'm now 20 years old and I'm a sex and porn trafficking survivor. At the age of 9, my biological mother sold me in exchange for drugs and for money. This happened until I was rescued at the age of 17 and placed into a safe house. For 8 years, I was raped and I was beaten. And the video was taped by hundreds of men, women, and even married couples. I never thought I would live to be 18 years old. I was hospitalized dozens of times, and one time I was forced to drink ammonia until I passed out and was raped for hours after that, even though my mouth and my throat were burning. I was forced to have sex with other children, especially young girls. I still have nightmares and extreme PTSD from this. But it's not fair that my life is so hard now because I was forced into a life of pornography as a child. I've had to get police involved on multiple occasions to get these videos removed from RedTube, owned by MindGeek, and Pornhub of me being raped as a minor. I don't understand why it's so difficult. Please stop allowing people to make money off of the torture and the coercion of children. It's not fair. Kira, at the age of 15, I was coerced into being filmed during a sex act, and that video had been uploaded without my consent to Pornhub. The uploader was also underage, and they had no way of confirming anyone's age or consent. I have been dealing with image issues, PTSD, and sexual discomfort since the incident into adulthood. This is my personal account, and I've heard similar stories from other women. I will never forgive Pornhub for allowing my abuse to be shared publicly and causing me to relive that pain years later. Amanda, leaked nude photos from when I was underage were put online, allowed to be uploaded by Pornhub, and men were allowed to vote on which child was the most attractive. Pornhub told me that there was no point in making a fuss since people have already screenshotted the photos, so deleting the video is pointless. Tiana, when I was 14 years old, someone recorded me performing oral sex without my knowledge or consent. The video was used as blackmail and was shared on Pornhub. Police contacted Pornhub, and it took them a while to delete it. It ruined my life, and people still bring it up to this day. Caroline said, I spent 2 months begging Pornhub to take a video of me being orally raped at the age of 15 down. I was crying, screaming. I had a bloody nose. It was up for 1.5 years before I knew about it. Beth, I was 10 the first time I was raped. My uncle saw those porn stories and used me to play out his fantasies. 2 years later, I found the videos of me on Pornhub. I could go on and on. My time is short. I have many, many accounts of children who personally reached out to me that I've talked to, who had their abuse immortalized on Pornhub. All of the following is a small sample of evidence that has been documented on Pornhub in 2020 before the mass deletion of 10 million videos from unverified and unknown users. Videos on Pornhub, titles: young teen gets pounded, old man with young teen, young girl tricked, a club where you can play with little girls and it's so fun, cute amateur teen drunk and stoned, first BBC on drugs, stolen teen secret peeing scenes with video cameras inside girls' toilets, videotaping them without their knowledge, amateur sex tapes stolen from teen girls' computer, daddy fucks young teen boy virgin first time, Tika virgin from high school, Jakarta grade 2, jovencitas violadas, meaning young rape from an unknown user, drunk teen fucked by black stranger, innocent teenage girls are used and exploited, crying teen, passed out teen, very young South American with the tags teenager and young. A comment says, this girl looks 13. Chinese Northeast Middle School, junior high school student, anal crying teen. I'm 14 with a video of a young boy masturbating. Gay 14, a video of a young boy masturbating. Panay junior high student. I could go on and on. Again, suggested and promoted searches by Pornhub that were found on their site as of 2020. These are search terms that Pornhub actually serves up to its consumers: abused teen, crying teen, punished teen, anal crying teen, teen destroyed, young black teen, young tiny teens, young girl, tiny young girl, sleeping teen, middle school sex, Snapchat teen, middle student, stolen teen sex tape, stolen teen homemade, very young teens. Comments on the site, there's hundreds of documented comments, if not thousands of documented comments where users are flagging these child sexual abuse material videos to Pornhub, and they're ignored. They're on the site for months and even years. Examples are, isn't this technically child porn? She looks 13. That's illegal. Wow, she looks like she's 12. I'm not legal, but I have a wanking video. She looks 9. Trade CP. She looks like she's 12, like she hasn't even hit puberty. Again, David Tassillo told this committee that child abuse material has no place on our platform. It makes us lose money. And I would like to tell the committee that that is not true, because child sexual abuse has made its way to Pornhub in a significant way. And every single video of a child that is found on Pornhub or of an abused adult is heavily monetized. It's monetized with ads, premium memberships, data collection. In some cases, it's being directly sold for the profit of Pornhub. 35% to Pornhub and 65% to the person who uploaded the sex act through the Model Hub program. I want to point out to the committee that any minor used in a commercial sex act is a victim of sex trafficking, according to international law as well as domestic law. And I think it's very, very important for us to realize that. I also want to make it clear that Pornhub added insult to injury by adding an intentional download button to their system, where every single video on Pornhub was made available to possess by consumers. It was transferred from MindGeek servers to individuals. 115 users a day had the ability to commit the federal crime of downloading and possessing child sexual abuse material, because Pornhub had built that feature into the design of their website. Ferris Antune said to this committee, the spread of unlawful content online and the non-consensual sharing of intimate images goes against everything that we stand for at MindGeek and Pornhub. That type of material has no place on our platform and is contrary to our values and our business model. When David and I joined MindGeek in 2008, our goal was to create the most inclusive and safe adult community on the internet. It was designed to value privacy. We knew this could only be possible if safety and security was our top priority. Anne wrote me and said, revenge porn is a major issue. I was a victim to it 2 years ago when I wouldn't take back my ex-fiance. A couple weeks later, I received a call saying my private photos I sent him were uploaded to Pornhub. It was such a hassle to get them down. We have scores of testimonies of victims who've experienced the same thing. Jessica says, most of my videos were done by my ex. I was too high to consent. I was blacked out. He put them on Pornhub without my permission. A small sample of content on Pornhub as of 2020. On September 24th, you could search the initials GDP for Girls Do Porn, which is a known sex trafficking operation that Pornhub was well aware these were trafficking victims, and you could turn up 338 results for these sex trafficking victims on the site. Other videos were titled Sister Hard in the Ass while she was drunk and sleeping. Drunk girl gets handcuffed and abused next to the party. Sleeping schoolgirl after a drunk party. Tinder girl passed out at my house, so I stuck it in her ass. Tiziana Cantoni was a victim who commits suicide. Her video was on the site as of 2020. Anal sex with a drunk girl. Drunk Asian, a girl humped by my friend. Hidden camera, girls in the toilet at prom. CCTV in changing room, full naked hockey team. Suggested search terms to users on the site: real hidden camera, voyeur, spy cam shower, stop f***ing me, and rape in Chinese. When pressed on the allowance of these kinds of non-consensual and illegal videos on his site, David Tosillo said to this company, we are still a startup. He said that about a site that is the 10th largest trafficked site in the world that makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year on this content. In only a couple more minutes here, I want to just finish here. Ferris Antune told the committee that Pornhub was designed to celebrate freedom of expression. However, there are many instances of extreme racism on the site as of 2020, including Black slave girl brutalized, how to treat your real drunk stupid chink whore, racist white slut sucks and black and says. And lastly, I want to point out that VP Corey Ehrman has said in the media many times that they have a vast and extensive team of human moderators that is viewing each and every single video before it is uploaded to the site. And I want to tell the committee that I have evidence that actually, as of early 2020, Pornhub had under 10 moderators per shift, per 8-hour shift, again, under 10 moderators reviewing content on the site in Cyprus. They had only 30 to 31 employees per day looking at content, and that's for all of MindGeek tube sites. And these constitute the world's largest and most popular tube sites with millions of videos uploaded per year. And lastly, David Tosillo said, we digitally fingerprint any content removed from our site so it cannot be uploaded. He said this to the committee, but we have emails of Pornhub telling victims that they do not guarantee that their child abuse will not be re-uploaded to the site. And they callously tell victims, please educate yourself on the limits of our software. So on behalf of 2 million people who have signed the petition from 192 countries to hold Pornhub accountable, and over 300 organizations around the world who are calling for accountability for Pornhub, I want to thank this committee for taking this issue seriously and for conducting this investigation.
Thank you, Ms. McElwait.
I just wanted to start with a question for you about what their response has been, what MindGeek's response has been to you, and the work that you and other advocates are doing to victims and to journalists who are covering this issue, and any comments you might have about that.
Yeah, thank you for that important question. The response of MindGeek has been, really inexcusable. They have sought to call advocates who are speaking out about this liars. They've called me personally a liar many, many times, that I was intentionally misleading. They have harassed, those who are connected with MindGeek. We know are connected with MindGeek, and Pornhub have engaged in, the harassment, the abuse, and, even the doxing of not only advocates, like myself and my own family, but also of victims, which is, it's one thing to go after advocates. It's another thing to go after victims. Victims have been blackmailed. They have been intimidated into silence. They have even in some cases been physically attacked, where victims actually sent me photos of themselves after a physical attack. With regard to journalists, I have been sent emails from journalists around the world, even from Europe and even in Canada, where journalists have attempted to cover this issue long before the New York Times, because the Trafficking Hub campaign took off in February with hundreds of thousands of signatures, even in the first couple weeks, and now, we're over millions. But even before that, the Sunday Times was investigating in early 2019, and journalists wanted to cover this issue, but those from MindGeek, often using fake names and identities, like this Ian Andrews character, would intimidate journalists, would even threaten legal action against them, and would silence these stories from getting out. And I think that kind of behavior is what, one porn performer, actually a porn producer, told me. She called it the MindGeek Mafia. And that's exactly what it feels like. One advocate who had spoken against MindGeek in the past, when I first began this campaign, called me and said, Laila, do you have a safe room? And I said, no, why? She said, I think you should get one. I didn't understand that at the time. I think I understand it now.
Thank you, Laila. I also wonder, to your points, about the gap between what they claim related to child sexual assault material, non-consensual material. Do you have any comments in terms of what employees at MindGeek actually are experiencing, if you've ever spoken to any, and if they might have given you any understanding about how their so-called moderators, I think they actually call them content formatters, work?
Yes, a number of whistleblowers from MindGeek have reached out. I have been in contact with them. Attorneys have also been in contact with them. And they've also been put in touch with law enforcement. But these, whistleblowers who've come forward have revealed things about the way that Pornhub has acted with reckless disregard for human safety. They have acted in what I would think is criminal gross negligence. Just from the idea that the world's largest and most popular porn site with 7 million uploads per year, with 13 million videos available on the site at any given moment, 11 million comments posted to the site per year, many of which are indicating that this is child rape, this is sex trafficking, this is non-consensual, that they would think that it was okay to have 10 individuals per shift, including with bathroom breaks and cigarette breaks and lunch breaks, reviewing these millions of videos and actually guessing using an archaic Excel spreadsheet, which I've been given internal documents from MindGeek. I know MindGeek's executives refused to hand over such documents to the committee when you asked, when they were presenting before you. But I do have some of those internal documents using an archaic Excel spreadsheet, where in 2016, they had under 100 flagged red words that they were prohibiting on the site. And you can compare that with what they've done now. It's absolutely reckless. And the suggestion that David Tisillo and Ferris Antune came before that committee and said that they had any kind of dedication to safety. They came before this committee and said that they were leaders in child safety. It's incomprehensible.